Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. I understand part of this, but I don't understand it all. Uh, they do wraps for snowmobiles, but these are different parts, and also they're power clipped. This is a power clip type deal, and you might want to try intersecting something like that. Um, so I'm just going to work with this first one first tonight. It's almost bedtime, and I'm going to look at this tomorrow. So we're going to take this one. I've taken one of them and grouped it all together. So let's just put it out here by itself. If you contour it, I think this is the problem you have. When you contour something with color, when you go to effects and contour, this should really be no color because we're just contouring. We're contouring the outside 1 millimeter. It does that on the edge, but it also gives you a feel. So what you need to do in cases like this is and I've already checked it out, these little white things are just clear because I put a yellow box out just so I knew that was part of the decal I'm thinking. And we go to order, see, so those are clear, they're see-through, so we don't want to mess with them. So what I would do in this case, I'm going to set my nudge factor. This thing's just 300. I'm gonna go 350 millimeters. And I am gonna take this thing and I'm gonna get a rectangle and I'm gonna take my smart fill tool and I'm gonna fill this in with red. Now I'm gonna nudge it up. There's my item. Now I'm gonna fill that in and I'm gonna nudge it down, and then I'm gonna left click, right click, and I'm also going to turn it into a hairline. I have to check off of it and go to a hairline. And there's my cutout line. So now I'm going to nudge it back. And that is right on, it's hard to see. Matter of fact, it's on the inside of the decal. So what we could do in that case, he's going to have to experiment with this. I'm going to contour it to the outside another millimeter. And see, you get that right there. So then break the contour apart, take the inside one and nudge it down, and take this one and nudge it up. And now that should be your cut line. Well, see, that's a little, let me look to see what this looks like with no fill. Let me see, I'm going to nudge that back down. I'm going to take away well, it's a power clip. Well, it's getting that rectangle. So that's basically your outline, and this is like two pieces, I guess, split. So I put it all together. And if we move this up now, that red line should just be on the outside, and see, it's a little bit big. So let's take this, and let's go back a millimeter, contour. Let's move it over just so we can kind of see it. And see, it's got two lines. I'm going to go to effects and go to object and break the contour apart. Okay, let me nudge it out of the way quite a bit further. You have to select it all, go up to object and break the contour apart. And now this time we want the inside. So I'm going to nudge it up and over a couple of times. And that should be right on the edge. Well, it's because this is you know what, that might be the problem. Let's nudge this thing down. And let's make this a hairline. Now I guarantee that when you take this back, that will be right on top of it, or right on either the same line. You see, it's just, that might be the one we did. I might have picked this one. Let's move that out of the way and move this one up. So that's what we want. The cut line is right on the outside line. Let's take the cut line away and move that out of the way and take this graphic and put it back to black. By having that outside line, a thicker line, I think was your main problem. So we're going to do that. And now your cut line, you can barely see it. Let's, you know what we can do? Let's change our nudge factor to like 0.001. And let's try to grab the red. And I'm going to nudge it out of the way. See how it's just moving? So it's right on the edge. And I would think, you know, vinyl wrap, you would want it right on the edge of that. You wouldn't want it hanging over. Now, if that was what you're wanting, I'll check my email in the morning. But I don't think on these other ones, I don't know. I'm going to try to take one of these and edit it. And see, here's our, so this is going to work. Excuse me. I'm going to take this out of the way and take our part, and I'm just going to say finished. So that's just a gray matter. I'm going to, well, I need that part. I'm going to go back to edit. I'm going to take this and make a copy of it. I'm going to go finish and then go paste that. This is what I need. And then I'm going to show you that maybe intersect would be better. So I'm going to turn this into a hairline. Let's just move this down here. And I don't know where it goes in this scenario. They'll know more. Because I don't know if you can group all these together. So what we're going to do now is intersect that guy. And here we have our part. Well, that's not it. That's not it. You know what? What is this? It's a group of 5 object. This should intersect. I don't understand why that's doing that. Let's try it again. Oh, you know what? I need to be able to see it, so I need to go to order, front of page. There we go. Now let's intersect it. I love the intersect tool over the power clip. There we go. It worked. So the reason I like the power clip or the intersect is I've still got my graphic. So you could do this whole panel with that same one and make copies of it. So now if we wanted a cut line around this, let's make a copy and move it over. Well, I got to change my nudge factor like to, I don't know what, 350. And let's move this over. Well, I got a copy, and I'm going to left click, right click, take away that really doesn't matter. I'm going to change it to a hairline. And what I'm going to do is do what I just did earlier. I'm going to take a rectangle and fill that in with red, move it over, fill that in with red, move it down and over. And then I'm going to left click, right click, turn that into a hairline. So I've got to click off of it to get my hairline tool. And I guarantee if we nudge that up, that should be right on the edge. It's hard to tell, but I guarantee it's there. Because if we change our nudge factor to, let's go 0.01 this time, try to grab the red, so we got red selected, and I'm going to move it just one time. And you can see that deal is there, and if I move it back, it's right on the edge. Now, with that said, you could do this entire piece here. We'll probably have to break the power clip apart, in each one of them. And so if we would start without the power clip, well, you know what? We can do that. Let's don't worry about the power clip. Let's take these pieces apart. Because I'm thinking, well, he's going to want them in that kind of that order, isn't he? Well, so you can't do anything with a power clip. You can't take the fill out. Let's change the nudge factor to like 2. And let's nudge that up. Well, evidently 2 isn't enough. 22. Okay. Move this one over. Because what we need to do, I'm trying to separate these pieces. So I'm just going to do them manually. He's going to know which piece goes where. And see, there's a lot of pieces. So I'm not trying to nudge them. I'm just trying to get the parts apart. And I know nothing about wrap. Boy, there's a lot of, I'd hate to have to put these decals on. Okay, we got them all separated. And this is the only one we really like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rectangle, and I really wish I could draw a hairline. I should change that, but it's too late now. And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to nudge. I don't have to nudge, I can just move it. Now what I can do, instead of deleting all that and refilling them, I'm going to go left click, right click, and I'm going to go to object and break the curve apart. And that way I can get rid of my box. Now, if you could put these in some sort of order, I want to make sure they're hairlines, but they're not. And for right now, I'm going to make them red. And let's say if we could, maybe move these things closer back to where they kind of were to make the wrap work. But if he would start doing this before he power clipped, and I had to separate them so I could get an outline around them. And I'm just about to quit doing this because I think it's good enough. Just make sure none of them are touching. All right, let's call that good. Now we still have a sheet of the design. And not 100% sure that I can group these together and intersect it, but we're going to try it. Because if not, you'd have to do them twice. Okay, you can see them. I need to move down a little bit. I'm going to select them all. Cross your fingers and intersect. Move our graphic away. Look at that. And basically your hairline is already there. That would be the way to do it for the one I'm trying to help. I'm hoping I'm on the right track. If we could have, we can't take the fill out, and I think these things are too close together. Well, you know what? They're not. I hate the videos being long because I think people lose interest. So let's do this. Let's see if this works. Wow. So it's going to work. And then I'm going to break the curve apart and I'm going to left click, right click, make sure they're a hairline. So if you would draw a hairline, you'd be better off. Then go to object, break curve apart, and get rid of this box. Now I can group this together, Control G, and see, by using the intersect tool, I've still got my graphic that I can use over and over and over. Now, the only thing you have to be able to see your decal. And let's say that's where they go. I don't have a clue. Intersect. Let's just move that out of the way. And there's your parts in order with a cut line around them. I think that's going to solve his problem, hopefully. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.